It's Arlen Schweiger, editor of CE Pro, and I'm here with Doug Greenwald, founder and CEO of ProjX360, to talk about how software can boost integrators' operations efficiencies and profits. Doug, thank you so much for joining CE Pro.
Well, thank you for having me.
Great. So, Doug, ProjX360, this is something that you founded. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about how that came about and what led to this software creation?
Great. Well, I've been in the custom integration industry myself for about 30 years. Besides the software company, I still actively own an integration company myself. So back in 2013, I had another company that was a development company, but we were just developing software for other businesses. But I was in the need for a good project management software to run my integration company, and I tried some off-the-shelf products, but as everybody knows, our industry has some little nuances that are unique to it. So my developers actually work for me. I don't farm anything out overseas. And my senior developer goes, hey, why don't we build something for you? So we got together with my project managers and my service coordinator and myself and my senior developer and scoped out just the project management part of the software. We spent 2013 and part of 2014 building that, rolled it out to my team in 2014. They liked it, so I decided to bring it to CEDIA in 2015, and then rolled out just the project management part in February of 16. And since then, we've added a sales CRM, so you can track your sales pipeline and manage your sales pipeline, added a proposal generation tool, so you can generate your proposals, enhance the project management, time tracking, scheduling, work orders, service work orders. We added a full inventory management system where you can actually allocate product to specific projects. So we've just been growing the software to be an end-to-end solution.
Wow, that's great to hear. Certainly, as you mentioned, in the CI industry, there are lots of software solutions out there, whether they're specific to a certain aspect of business, or if they are, like you said, end-to-end or turnkey solutions. Doug, what can you tell me about ProjX360 that really kind of differentiates what you guys are doing compared with some of the other competitors on the market, and why dealers are gravitating toward your solution?
So one of the big differences, obviously, is being industry focused. But besides that, a lot of the other industry focused platforms started out as proposal tools or design tools. We didn't. We started out as a project management tool and expanded from there. So we're really heavily focused on helping companies focus on their business processes and managing that project all the way through it. The other big thing is we are built in the latest technology. We are a fully cloud platform. We're about to roll out our new V3, which is our complete new UI and backend that's built in the latest technology. So we will have the software that's built in the latest technology in the industry itself.
Okay, that's great. And you said, version 3 would be coming out soon. Obviously, software is one of those categories where companies can keep improving and enhancing their feature sets within the next rollout and the next firmware upgrade and updates. When you talk to your dealers, what are some of the features that are most in demand? How have some of those revisions come about over the years, and what they're really looking to get out of industry software?
So the biggest way we get the feedback from our clients is we have a feature request inside the software for our users to request features. Doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, but we really look at that when we're looking to enhance certain sections of the software or add a completely new section to the software. The big things we're seeing is people are growing more towards an end-to-end solution and wanting more like accounting features, even though we integrate with QuickBooks, but they want some more almost like an ERP system that they're kind of gravitating towards a little bit. So we're going to be doing some big invoicing enhancements this next year and stuff like that to kind of gravitate towards that. But a lot of that is, and another big one that we're hearing is client portals, where clients can actually request service features and getting service updates on their project. So that's another focus we're going to be focusing on here in the near future.
Excellent. Now, I know for dealers who basically sign on with ProjX360, you guys have a pretty thorough onboarding process. I know we've talked about this before, and usually it has to deal with streamlining software, as you've mentioned, to kind of an end-to-end solution. So, Doug, tell us a little bit about the company's onboarding process with the software when a dealer wants to get into it.
So you're right. Onboarding is one of the key things that's, I can't stress enough, is important when bringing on a new software. So we don't just throw our new clients to the wolves and expect them to know how to work the software. We have our onboarding director, Ryan Thompson, who is from the industry. He was a project manager in a integration company for 12 years. He actually teaches project management courses at CEDIA, where we do one-on-one screen shares and video, just like we're doing, and walk you through from the settings to workflows, best practices, whatever it's going to take for you and your team to get comfortable and know how to properly utilize the software. And then even after that, you have unlimited phone or email support with our team. We get back to you the same day. You're not waiting days or anything like that to hear back from us. It's a two-way street. This is a joint venture. We're only successful if our clients are successful.
Right. And I think when they come to you, often it is to streamline to that end-to-end software, or they're not really sure what they want to do. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the first question you usually ask is, how many pieces of software are you currently using, and like how many do you want to be using, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the average integrator is using 5 to 8 different software platforms that don't talk to each other even. So they're doing all this duplicate entry. There's no cohesive flow, through the project from start to finish, and nothing, like I said, talks to each other. With our platform, it is cohesive from the sales process through completion, and you can look at any of these past records at any time. So you can go into a previous project once it's in service and see, what's been done to it. How many service calls have you done? Have you sent the same product in for repair numerous times? So you have all those records at your fingertips to help make educated decisions. And with our platform, we allow you to build custom checklists to manage your processes. We're not going to do your processes for you, but we're going to help you manage your processes and streamline them.
Sure, and that's kind of a good segue. I was going to ask you, once they are onboarded and pretty comfortable with how things are going, what are some of the ways that you guys support them just, ongoing over the years, and say, all right, maybe you could tweak this, or, they might have questions about certain aspects of it, or maybe are looking for more training just to become even more proficient, meeting with you at trade shows, things like that.
So kind of all the above of what you said. So at any time, anybody can reach out to us, and let's say they brought on some new employees and they want us to help onboard them. We'll do that. We'll schedule the GoToMeeting and screen share and help onboard some of your new hires to the software. We're there for any questions at any time. We're at all the major trade shows. So we welcome feedback and coming and visiting and talking with us. Ryan is with me at all the trade shows. So, he has a lot of the relationship with the existing dealers and everything like that. So any questions are welcome, or concerns, and we can talk about them face to face.
Sure, and that's a great point that you say about, when new employees come into a company, and the managers don't want to certainly throw them to the wolves either, right? They want to make sure that they're using the software and it's easy for them to use, and things like that. So that's a great point to make as well. When you talk to your dealers, where where do they tell you that they're experiencing the biggest boosts to their operations when they're using Projects 360? And then alternatively, where are you finding that dealers kind of struggle with software in general and come to you to say, all right, how can I better utilize this system? Before they ultimately throw up their hands and abandon the software, which we know certainly a lot of dealers do.
Yeah, so the biggest strength for us is really, like I said earlier, project management, managing that project. Because a lot of us, our projects are long. Like for my own integration company, we focus on very high-end residential, a lot of new construction, which these projects go from anywhere from 18 to 24 months. So having all that information in one location, having your, different work orders for different phases to communicate from, the office to the field of what needs to be done, making sure you have everything for each phase before it's due to go out with the inventory tracking and everything like that. So that is really our strength, a lot. What I think a lot of integrators struggle with, I think sometimes it's overthinking things. As one is asking for more than what they really need. Because our big question when somebody does ask for something that's a little not normal, that's kind of off the wall. My biggest response, and same with Ryan, is, well, what do you want to achieve from that? What is your objective of that? And there's a lot of times where they can't even answer that. So then we kind of say, well, so we can't really answer. So do we really need to do that? Here's some other ways to kind of achieve what I think you're trying to do that you can do inside the platform already. And the other thing is, we're not going to, like I said earlier, do your process for you. We're going to help manage your process. The key thing is, before you bring any software into your company, you got to have some kind of business processes in place. And that's what software is there to help you with, is to manage those processes. And we do a very good job of that. And we do a very good job of, trying to help you and coach you on your processes. And, again, I have a lot of experience. I'm doing this still today. I'm not, there's other guys out there that used to be in the industry, but, I am still in the industry, where I'm more than happy to share my experiences, my struggles, and what we do for my company. I do that a lot with our clients.
Right, like you said, you're still using your own software, you're still benefiting from your own software, so you have lots of real world experience to talk to them about. Um, do any of your dealers ever, or do you track this sort of thing? Do your dealers come back to you, after 6 months or say a year and a half, and say, okay, Doug, we have this and we wanted to increase our bottom line, and by the way, your software has helped us increase our profits by 5%, or something like that. Are those kind of figures that you track, or that you have lots of conversations with dealers about once they're, onboarded?
So it's not that we completely track that. We do have a lot of conversations with people, and what we're seeing is anywhere, kind of where you said, between a 5 and 10% increase in their bottom line. The big thing that really, really benefits too with our software is all of us kind of know what we're making on the product, when we're putting a proposal together. The big mystery is labor, and labor in our industry is the number one thing that's underbid. Unfortunately, we undervalue what we do, I think, or people are just afraid to charge what it's really worth to do. So once you start tracking what was bid in that proposal versus actual labor hours in our software and see that reality. So we hear from a lot of clients right out of the bat, like, wow, man, I was really underbidding these things. I'm like, you're not the only one. Even myself, when I first started doing it, we were underbidding stuff. So it's going to help make people aware of really how long these projects really take, and all the work and behind the scenes that go into it to make sure that we're charging for the labor also, not just the product.
Sure, very good points. And we know that that is something that dealers have kind of wrestled with over the years, and likely are leaving a lot of money on the table. Doug, any last pieces of advice that you can give, anything that we have not covered, about how important it is for integrators to find a good software solution and streamline their efficiencies?
The best piece of advice I'm going to give to is maybe kind of geared even to the smaller guy. A lot of guys that are just starting out are afraid. They're like, well, this is too, because I've heard this a lot, even, oh, your software looks great. It's too much for us. Well, honestly, it's not. I can tell you from experience, I wish I would have got into a software platform when my company was smaller. My company has, 25 employees. When I developed my software, we were, close to 20. I think we were just underneath 20. I wish I would have got into some kind of software platform when there was only a handful of us, because that way it just gets embedded into your company's organization right from the get-go, and it's just part of you, and you grow it. Introducing it later on to a heavily established company is a little more difficult, just because the old saying, teaching an old dog new tricks. I mean, people get set in their ways, and they don't want to change, because also with software, it's a give take. You got to make some compromises in how you do things to work with the flow of the software also.
Yeah, absolutely. So, on that note, Doug, thank you. Very good insights for this. Really appreciate it. Doug Greenwald, founder and CEO of ProjX360. Doug, where can they find your software online?
Just at the name, Projects, PROJX 360.com. We have videos of all the different of the software. You can schedule a one-on-one demonstration if you're looking to look at the software with myself and your team, and I'll walk you through the whole workflow and do a Q&A with you and your team. Just go to projects360.com.
All right, very good. Well, integrators, go check it out. And Doug, thank you again for joining CE Pro.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.